very, very important to know our concept of tone production, and it's very key. Well, it's almost like when my sons began piano. It was with Marvin Blickenstaff, who's a very famous piano pedagogue. They were really fortunate at where I was teaching at Goshen College that he was doing piano pedagogy there, and I learned so much watching him. But he started with things that looked the same. So the kids started with a high C and a low C. A low C in the bass clef and a high C. And which is very odd for most piano methods, but he's a great, his students sounded great. Anyway, but what is unique about ours is that after they get that initial sound, we really emphasize playing in multiple octaves. And people often ask, how do your young kids, how do they play in tune? How come your ensembles sound like that? It's because we start with multiple octaves, and it's really, that's it. That's, if you learn the flexibility and you learn it correctly, that will make all the difference in the world. So, Molly, let's go on with teaching an embouchure. And first of all, we got to have the mirror. And I think whenever you see the intro class, you see the problem with first of all, the kids wanting to look down like this. One solution, why don't you show them that, is on a music stand that she has that
clips on the back.
Yeah, so it's hooked onto this music stand.
For me, you need a waist hole. Yes.
Yeah, so you can put it exact height. So there's so many things when we're doing the interclasses, and when the kids are first beginning, we have them sit at a table because there's just too many items for them to handle. And we were just talking about this. We're going to invent something that, is going to be the perfect position. But that being said, we want to start with the mirror and making faces in a mirror. So we want them to know not only the correct way, but the incorrect way, so they can identify it. That's how they're going to know. And so what I start, and you'll see me do this. So we'll have Molly demonstrate. We'll have you do the embouchure.
Well, is this a good embouchure or a bad embouchure?
So first of all, we're going to have all the kids look in the mirror, and they're going to do the disappearing lips. Make your lips disappear.
I'm done now.
You're doing that, yeah. And everybody look in the mirror. And you can also kind of test them. Can they do it without looking in the mirror? Doing normal now, can you do that? Because the coordination of the lips is kind of key. Are they ready? Is this 4-year-old ready? Most 4-year-olds are not ready to take KinderFlute. Few are, but most are not. Okay, so then we're going to experiment. If this makes a good. And I usually have a thumbs up or thumbs down, and it is a, terrible sound. Terrible, terrible sound. Okay, let's puff out our cheeks like we're a monkey. This one's really important. I didn't used to do this one, but kids do this all the time. They make these puffy cheeks, and I always have to say, no monkeys. Everybody take your monkey lips and take your go. So they can really identify that. But if I do, I have to make it sound bad. So we're not talking Kujala's upper lip and upper cheek inflation here, which I think makes a good sound. But okay, then we're going to move like a cow. Everyone's going to move like a cow in the mirror. Is that good or bad? Everybody's ooh. A little bit better. And then we're going to do a smiley embouchure. And make sure it sounds awful. So, so make sure it sounds really bad. Okay, so as Galway says, a smiley embouchure is no good. I wish I could say it in the right accent. But, can you say it in an accent?
No.
No?
No.
So with that Irish sound, but a smiley embouchure is no good. And so now we're just going to look in the mirror like normal. Close your lips. And then I would say, oh, that's great. That's great. Now I want you to take your finger and make your lower lip go to sleep on it. Here's your bed. Very nice. You know, I forgot my words.
Mm-hmm.
And once they can do this, okay, put away the mirror, or they can do it in the mirror. Let's see if you can do it without the mirror. Check in the mirror. And then I'll ask, is this a good embouchure? And they'll say, no, this is a good embouchure. Those of you who have taught a long time, how many times have you seen this? And this. And this. If the kids don't have a really clear understanding of what is good and what is bad, they're going to be doing all of that. I mean, they'll still do it. You'll have to pull that mirror back up and say, oh, let's look. Okay? So it's just, you close your lips and it's normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you can take a nice picture. If they've got a good embouchure there, take a picture. Send it home to mom and dad so they know what. We also have, I'm going to share the screen.
I was just going to say that in the new book, you have the pictures of the wrong lips, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have this is actually the new Flute Sue book that you are peeking at. That one picture is going to go away. It's going to be better. So we can make this bigger. So, ones to avoid. Okay. Oh, and up here, you see paper wads. Paper wads are also kind of iconic to, it's very KinderFlute. This is where they originated. So paper wads are very KinderFlutish. So you all got these little pieces of paper, and you want to, it's a little tricky. You want to do it so it's not flat like this. That's not a really good one. Well, that's not bad. You want to do it so there's a little bit of surface area, and use like one of each color. They can be, depending upon the child, they can be a little bigger. And so we're going to do our embouchure again.
Hold it in good.
Okay. And how many of you know Winnie the Pooh? Everybody knows Winnie. Can you say Winnie the Pooh? Pooh. And why am I saying that? Because if I say we are going to use a poo sound, we're going to waste the next 3 minutes laughing about poo and pee. So we are distracting them. If I guarantee, if you do Winnie the Pooh, their mind goes to Winnie the Pooh, and you won't waste all that time. Okay? So now, don't be surprised. Some kids are going to have a hard time just getting that air. Some kids will do it right away, and I think the little video you're going to see in a minute, she could barely get the first week. She had a really difficult time. Now, what are the kids going to do? They're going to go. And so I think Molly even has some artwork. It is poo, not who. Were you
Yeah.
making that?
Yeah.
With an owl, it's poo, not who. So you probably have to say that quite a few times, that it's poo, not who, because who, you're going to get a huge opening. Okay, so we would also, once they can do one, so Molly, why don't you get some, and we'll have a contest here. I'll give you a book. So I usually tell them to grab as many, and I'll have these all crumpled for them, as however old they are. So if they're 4 years old, well, I'm sorry. First of all, if they can do one, that's great. And then we want to see if they can do two in one breath. Okay, and then 3, and have them line them up like this, because it's helping them to, instead of just doing a, you're going to find that with the kids all the time when they start playing, they're just doing. So we want to encourage them to go a little bit longer. Good, Molly. Molly, how are you doing today? How old are you? You 3 years old? Okay. Can you blow all 3 in one breath?
Usually we do this on a table. Do you do it on a book?
No, on a table.
Oh yeah, on a table. Just
yeah,
so these are our
yes,
tables,
yes.
so you know.
These
I
are-
need
yeah.
one of those. Okay. So we're gonna try to get
Took
3. I took hers. Well, 3.
Wow.
So you want them to
That
sustain.
was amazing. So we're going to give you 4.
They love this. They can do this every lesson for 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. Make it longer and longer.
And you. Okay,
And
and
make them make a little flute.
yeah. Oh, yes.
Do it, yeah.
You can have them go. And they can pretend like they're birthday candles. And with birthday candles, they all know you have to blow them all out to get your wish. So if, as soon as, they've accomplished 4, you give them more to see how many they can get. And they can also, this is COVID, but let's do it on this. We're in a bubble here. You can play a game with them. Can you see these?
Yes, just in case you worry, Kathy and I have quarantined since the beginning. So we trust each other.
Here, oh, okay. Here, okay. So we can just blow this one back and forth.
Okay.
Oh, see, I won that one. Here we go. Go ahead.
Oh,
You can line a whole bunch of them up and see who can get them across. You could have something, have them kind of catching them too.
I'll get them in a bucket.
Yeah. So the kids love this. They love doing this with parents. And you want to make sure they're always doing the poo, and you'll see the game, the running game that we do in the intro classes with those. Yeah, they would do this all day. You could just have 50 of these, and you put them on a table, and you make teams across from each other, and the idea is to see which team can get the most off on the other side. Yeah. And in the middle, and then you play exciting music at the same time, and you say, "Oh my, you're making such a mess."
And they love to clean it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
They do love to clean it. Okay, so once we have that, we're getting that embouchure consistent. Which is this yours or is this mine?
That might be mine over there. I didn't.
This
bring
is
it.
yours, okay.
Yeah, we better mark it.
I've got one with.
Yeah, this is mine. Anyway.
Yes, you want plenty of these.
It's
Lots and lots
marked
of them.
with stickers so they can keep them
So, yeah, mine has, okay, now, what we want to do, here's our bed. Now, this is our new bed right here. You want to put it up and go right to sleep there.
Where's your poem?
Now, you'll see that it's actually my grandson in this inter class that keeps on wanting to do this when I actually put the flute up. He did a good job with the Numa Pro, but as soon as he got the flute, he wants to play it like a trumpet. If the kids have played harmonica before, or they played recorder, they are so used to putting their mouth on things. So, an emphasis that, this is so different. The flute is very, very special. It's so different from the other instruments. It goes under your lip. Okay? Is this correct? No, it makes a terrible sound. So we're not trumpet players. So we're going to put it under. Here's my bed, right here, for my lip. Has to go under it and go to sleep. Actually, it's with my Numa Pro. Okay? You're going to want to, for the first time, you're going to want to place it on their lips. Now, what they're going to want to do, they're going to reach for it. Yes, they're going to want to be a turtle.
Yeah, they lean forward.
Yeah, they're going to always want to lean. Yeah. So I always ask them, so we have to stand like princes and princesses. And I ask it, would a prince sound like this? And they know exactly how a prince and princess should sit or stand. They're very good at that. So when they keep on doing it, or you're going to be a turtle again. So we don't want to be turtles, no. So whenever they keep on being turtles, I'll have to do some freeze spray. Here's some Frozen spray from the Frozen movie. You are frozen now, you can't move. Wow, look at that embouchure. Go ahead and say, nice job. She's going to be a prodigy. Amazing. So if everybody were here, I would have you practice putting it in the right place, especially when we get to the head joint. Practice putting it in the right place. So then, in front of their mirror, you want them to put it up. The next thing is we want them to have this black part parallel to the ground. And so you can put something on it to demonstrate. This is a little foam piece. This is not a good idea because look, it stays on there too well.
Oh.
I often find that not having anything works just fine. I say, if there were a penny on there, would it fall off? And they would all say yes. And I say, could you fix it, please? And then go to the next person. Would it fall off? Could you fix it, please? Yes, and you will find out quickly who in the class are the police. Always correcting. It's got to be in the right place. The rule, this is the rule. So, very important, and just practice putting it up in the right place, in the right position. Prince and princesses. And it's like, oh, fantastic. Let's try that again. Let's see if it's amazing. Everybody has a freeze spray on. Float that Numa Pro up. That lower lip is going to go to sleep. This is our Winnie the Pooh sound. Now, right at the beginning, I just want them to spin something in. Okay? There's some kids that are going to be very goal-oriented, and they'll be very quick to be looking down. It's very important, first of all, to have a mirror for them or the first thing their head's going to go down like this. Okay, so be looking in the mirror. Here, Mom, I'll hold it for you. Yes, and chances are they'll get that yellow fan first. And then we ask them, then you can just ask, can you get yours are in different order. And then the next fan down. And then the green fan.
That's because I put red for danger.
Oh, for danger.
Danger,
So,
you won't get a note. You hit the red one.
that's, yes. Well, I use, when we're trying to get, so she moved hers around, and so that's dangerous, because you will not get a sound on this top one. I often have the, when we're trying to get more advances, green for go and red for no. Trying to get that lowest fan. You will find that many of the children can get the lowest fan very easily. If a student is all of a sudden, it's just goal oriented. They're just, so go back and just spinning any fan, because it's really important to keep the correct embouchure. And so we want the correct embouchure and the air direction.
Oh, so they changed their lips all around to get it.
Just to get that, yes, just to get that.
Yeah.
So the what was I going to say? So we want to gradually get down to that lowest fan. Technically, how you do that, okay, is to get the lowest fan, you're going to aim your air really high toward your nose inside your mouth, and it's this upper lip that pushes it down. Because if you aim your air at the center of your lips, it's going to be high. So that's what you do when you want to get a high note. Otherwise, when you aim your air very high inside your mouth and then direct your calm down. And it's interesting, I've had even some professional flute players, very prominent flute players, who've written to me privately saying, "Oh, thank you." That's how it makes a big difference to be able to open up and get that beautiful sound. So sometimes, or often, we're just working on this. The goal is to be able to get like 3 smileys in a row. Pick it up, put it in the correct place, and down. Get a smiley. And maybe the first goal, first of all, is just to get the red one. And then once they get really good at that, they can get the green one. Okay. It often is very obvious that a student is going to be able to quickly get a beautiful sound. You can look at them and think, oh, they've got it. They've got the embouchure. They've got the speed. It's getting that room sound. That's the other thing you can tell them to get the room sound. Okay. So
like vroom, 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 vroom. Yeah, you want to hear the wheels really spin.
Yeah. So one thing that's really important is, again, this balance here. Because if the kids are rolling in, okay, we get this this tight sound. And kids that you've all heard kids that play that way. This is mine.
I should bring my wooden one out.
Who are, they're playing. They've got that really tight sound. They're covering so much of the embouchure hole. And it could be, first of all, they never learned how to get the air column down correctly. So they're compensating by covering less of the embouchure hole. So I'm kind of extreme. I want my kids to cover like just 1/4 of the embouchure hole. And it's pretty amazing what kind of sound they can get when they're uncovered and they're just relaxed and they get that air column way down. So it's like that bad habit starts with that first lesson. If they're rolling in, that's where it starts. And the whole, whenever you place your head joint, this whole kiss and roll thing, oh, it just, you have band directors who do that? You just roll the flute out until you get a sound. So it's very covered. And so whenever you're really covered, you barely have to use any air. And then you're not going to get dizzy.
Mm.
So the kids prefer that. That flat sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi, please mention again to aim the air down. What are you telling them with the air going up? So what you want to do is you're going to aim inside your mouth. You aim your air, and this isn't just from me. This is, I think, in the Kincadiana book. It's one of those. You aim your air toward your nose, up here, and then this upper lip pushes the air down. This upper lip is really important.
And Jessica said the penny always falls off no matter how level it is. Use a gummy bear. It'll stick on a little bit. And with some kids, it falls off every single second because they move a lot. So you do need something that sticks a little more. But then they can eat the gummy bear if they can keep it on, like later.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't use anything. I just talk to them. It's a pretend penny. Euro actually works much better than a penny. And these foam pieces work almost too well because
Yeah.
I actually use this in a demo video. I didn't want it to fall off, so I licked it. And so it wouldn't accidentally fall. All right.
I think we should take questions. You have
Who was the,
any more questions?
there was a question. Let's wait till we get to the end
Okay.
of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So when we first put that head joint up, we have them put it up. So, again, no turtles.
The teacher puts it up.
Teacher puts it up, yes.
Yeah, not them, not the kids.
Thank you. And so it's really important. And when I see the interclasses, this is what everybody forgets to do. They have the kids try to make a sound, and then it doesn't work. And they do it a few times and it doesn't work. And then they reach for the NumaPro and do it. So you need to start with the NumaPro. So we do this, and we have to have the mirror. You have to have the mirror there, or else their head goes straight down. Go ahead. Whoa, look at that. Okay, now we're just going to replace. You're frozen. You're frozen. We're going to replace the NumaPro, do the exact same thing. And if it's that good, okay. So we are covering about a fourth of the embouchure hole, and as we go higher, we'll bring our lips forward. This is something Tadeo shows. Somebody calls it flip your lips, but
I also do with it. I always mention when the flute is up, I say, can you feel that lip edge, the edge of the hole? And I make sure that they close their eyes, because if they get rid of one sense, they're going to feel better. So get rid of their eye, their visual. They're not looking around the room, but can they feel that embouchure plate in the hole? So,
Molly, I've never done that, but that really helped. You close your eyes and feel it, and then you can check it in the mirror.
Yeah,
I love
you take
that.
away a sense, your brain is going to work harder at the other sense.
Yeah,
You have more room for it. So
I love that. And I'm good. All right. So, and you'll see in the KinderFlute class, we want to break things down. So we're going to have Molly. So now Molly is the teacher. Come on over here. And I would have put a marker on the finger. So we're going to play. I'm going to do Mary Had a Little Lamb, but I'm going to finger it. So
yeah, the kid has the marker. So I'm a teacher who's blowing.
All right. So you can also mark their finger. That's what I often do, because with little kids, for me, it's the knuckles, but for little kids, it'll be the full finger for the low note. Okay, so we just mark that. So letting them practice that a few times in class.
So just so they know what they're marking, the high, middle, and low sound, it's different on every finger. For Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Here. And so they can always go back to this new book here. We are going to go to, here it's showing the high notes are going to be blue, the red notes part way, and then the green notes all the way in. Here is one of the first ones they can do. And I'm going to pull up, so you're welcome to play along. We have different speeds. No, no. No, no. No, no, no. Over there. So, okay, and that one's pretty fast.
Sorry, I didn't know I'm an operator.
But let me show you the hot cross buns and the Mary Had a Little Lamb. So the blue is open. So everybody go ahead and do that together. Here we go. Do I have your phone? No, I've got.
Mine's over there.
Okay.
I have a,
Okay, so we want them to be, in this book,
they know there's a new book coming out, right?
oh, I guess I should share that.
Did they actually know there's a different book than the Blocky Flute Method Book 1?
So there is a new book called Flute Zoo, and you're seeing it right now. Is people say, "Are Blocky Flute going away?" No, it is not going away. There are a lot more head joint exercises. Are you helping them? Are you having them poo? Oh, that is such a good question. It's really interesting. So this is where we really differ from Suzuki a lot. Is that we do not start with the two. So we get, as soon as you, it's really interesting. If you double tongue or triple tongue or whatever, if you're sustaining a note, and your student, if they're not fantastic at double tonguing, you will see the air come. This is what you'll see. You'll see the air go way up. And you notice when kids start tonguing, often they lose the sound. It's much more difficult to get a good sound with tonguing and switching to double tonguing and triple tonguing. So we first aim at getting that air column down and just using the poo, poo, and then we switch over to tonguing, and we're going to talk a lot about tonguing and all the exercises, all the fun activities we have to do with tonguing.
But do they sometimes gravitate to who for you?
Yeah,
Because like I have kids that go from poo to who, and then we tongue. Like they just seem to go out of the poo pretty quickly.
yeah. So I try to encourage the poo.
The poo, yeah.
You know, on if they're not getting a low note, then, and it's so funny, if you haven't taught young children before, I think you're in for a surprise. Often the young kids are only getting the high octave to start with. Their lips are so small. They're getting, it's a small opening. They're getting that high octave often. And sometimes if you switch to who at that point, just to get them to relax more, just for the low notes.
The low notes then come out, yeah. Because if we have trouble with high, then I make sure they do poo.
Yeah,
The
or
poo
even,
really works because it just
even-
bursts their lip opening just right to the right spot.
or even the letter P
Yeah,
is a little more closed. P.
And that raises your soft palate too. The P, yeah, your soft palate's up.
So whenever I had to go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
that's
your
it.
soft-
That's it.
And what Molly is saying now is that as the kids advance, we're not talking. Now we're talking about vowel sounds and changing the inside of your mouth more than just the lips. So we're changing air direction by changing the vowel sound and the shape in the soft palate. So.
I think you need to think of it as a huge toolbox of ideas. These are the main ones, though. Start with the poo.
Yeah.
But then there's a bunch of things you can pull out later to help with the specific issues that arise, which will with
Yes.
every single person.
Children that have what we're going to go to that in just a second. That some children will have 3 openings, and what do you do with that? And our favorite thing is the coffee stir straw. I can't talk today. You guys can interpret, right? It's just Kathy talk. I've had this problem since I've been. I really have had speech problems since I was 4. So, anyways, it's Kathy talk. So let's get the coffee stir straw. Little coffee straws, you see that they're teeny, teeny, tiny. They're hard to find in the States now. I have bought them by the 300,000 at a time. So I do have them. But they're teeny tiny, and so there's really a lot of high resistance. And the first thing is to form your embouchure in the mirror and make sure your lips are out. So looking in the mirror, making sure your lips are showing. This is really an important part, is that you're playing on the wet part of your lips, not the dry part of your lips. The dry part of your lips are in. If they have a teardrop, if you emphasize playing on the wet part of the lips, it will help a lot. So these straws will help a lot. So they can draw a smiley in here. They can write their name. We'll talk about that also in the breathing. The other thing we can do is we can play some exciting music. And Molly and I are going to battle this out. Okay, so now what? Molly, can you describe how you feel right now?
Whew. Yeah, you have to use this a lot of stuff from in here, which is great.
And it's amazing how much the kids love this. They love, they will do this over and over again, and it takes so much air. After they've done this, then I'll have them work on doing the high note.
That was mine, right? Yeah, you're gonna do that for me. Here, I'll take it.
Okay, so they've done that. Now cover the end. There you go. Now this would be not right away. Maybe depending on the child, it would be a week, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks later. So it would be the po, then you're going to have some kids that are only going to get that really high note.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to get them to relax. Sometimes it'll take some time for them to relax into that, and they'll get it.
Well, you had the bigger straws.
And I'll make a bigger straw. We are going to switch host again.
If you have a Post-it note, that's really easy.
Oh, you know what, I could use this.
Oh yeah.
Molly, so do you want to roll 1, 2? So what we're doing, you can do a small pencil, and we're just going to roll this up. And then I am making going to kind of flatten out the end like this, but a pretty big opening. And put tape on it so that they're not going to get it all wet. So it's going to look like this. And I'll put tape on the other end of it too. And flatten it out. Do you get that feeling of that bigger opening?
Yep. Low note straw.
Well, yes. So they're getting that. This is mine. So this is pretty easy. But whenever we cover the end, that's a lot harder. We really want to use hot air. And then our P. That straw would come in handy. And I also love the mirror for this. What do we do with that mirror?
Oh, I put it way over.
I am so big into hot air. Hot air for everything. Hot air, relaxed hot air. I don't care if it's the high octave, low octave, hot air. So if they're not getting it, just putting steam on that. And then you're not blowing from here. If you're blowing from inside your mouth, you're going to get, even from the high, if I'm going, even if I get the air down, oops. It's completely different than using hot air. So right away, we want them to be using hot air. I like to let them think of a fiery dragon. I'm sorry, I must leave by 6:30 for my remaining students for this evening. Okay. Bye-bye. We'll see you tomorrow, Rita. Bye, Rita. Okay. All right. So we have a couple fun things to get kids playing in these, the high and low right from the beginning. First of all, again, think of the po and the p, po, p, purple and pink sometimes helps a lot. Again, a child that has a huge opening, overdoing it. I think a teacher once had me go online with their student because they had such a gaping opening. And we went almost like a trumpet. Now, do we play like that? No. But a child that is very, very open, to get them to have a smaller embouchure, sometimes that works. Okay. Not how we would be playing, but sometimes we have to overdo it to get it that way. I'm going to share two different, are we missing a lot on the chat? Miss Lee, okay.
Rolled up paper.
It's for low notes, yes.
Yeah, low notes, yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. Yes. So that you can get a why am I making a homemade one? Can you see that? So that I can have an oblong, large oblong hole. If you just wrap it around a pencil, it'll work quickly. All right. So we have some new, I did not get the rolled up paper thing you did. So did you get that in the end? Was that Yvonne? Go ahead and talk.
Yeah.
So
I was just scanning thing.
So what we did is just like one of those paper wads you had, and Molly uses Post-its.
Yeah, I use Post-its with the sticky side so I don't need tape, briefly.
Yeah.
So I just wrap it around with the sticky side up, and I roll it from the unsticky side. Yeah, so if the sticky side's here, oh, this is hard to see, isn't it? So if the sticky side's here, I will start rolling it up. Where's that pencil? Around here, all the way up. And then the sticky side just closes it on its own. So I don't have to deal with tape in the studio with kids. And so then I just keep rolling, and then the sticky side just closes everything, like a cigarette, I guess. And I also use Slurpee straws sometimes, like the end, the wide part, just for a brief. Open your mouth as little wide as a Slurpee straw. It's a little bigger maybe, but
Yeah, and you can squeeze that one also.
yeah.
And yeah, and here we just used a pencil and kind of wrapped it around.
There you go, yeah.
And pull out the pencil and squish it and put, whoops,
Put
where am I? And then put tape around it. So it's a large oblong opening. Okay.
And just have them feel the difference between the two, high and the low,
Yeah.
back and forth.
All right. So I wanted to, we're going to go back to share the screen. And could everybody get out your head joints? We're going to actually play together. So this is called Kookaburra Talk, and we love Molly's concept of a kookaburra. It's not a kookaburra, it's a kookaburra. So here, down in the green would be low notes. Molly, do you want to demonstrate the low notes? And then why don't you do number 2? And number 3? Okay, then number 4. Okay, so, and then we could, then at 5 and 6, they could do, I'm not very good at this here, so maybe some really short. Okay, so we're going to have everybody unmute, and I want you to pick a number I'm going to demonstrate first. We have two different ones. Take your turn, people. It's a lot of fun to try to imitate what's going on, or to just, you could give, one person could just be one the first time.
And the background track comes with the.
In the background, yes, the background,
with the
yes, yes. The other thing you can do is, here's the second one, is just listen to it. Now this time, there's some low bird sounds, and when it's low, I'm going to try to imitate the low one, and when it's high, I'm going to try to imitate the high one. Any reactions to that? This is something that you can do online. How many of you were doing it? Is everybody okay? Let's, this time so we can see it, I'm not going to share the screen. I'm just going to do the sound. Let me find the sound. Should we do it again, and everybody have fun improvising doing it? Let me tell you, if you have been, all the kids will figure that out. They love it. They will figure it out. They will be playing high and low, and they'll be playing longer. It is an amazing exercise. So let's have fun and do this one more time. We're going to do the Australian one, and just take your turn. It's so fun. I can't wait to do it with my students. Yeah, they love this. Okay, so go ahead and just take turns. Okay, let me go to, all right, lots and lots of fun. All right, and let's take a, we're going to do the unicorn game in just a second.
Okay.
I wanted to just show you some videos. It's like, how many of my kids can play in multiple octaves? All of them. I just haven't had anybody not play in multiple octaves, and the book is set up so that you can use the same fingering to play. Sometimes you're playing the piece high and sometimes you're playing it low. And whenever they get, the first time when they get to a D, I actually teach them the high D so they continue playing in the high octave. So this is a really, really big deal, playing in multiple octaves. If you're not doing the multiple octaves, you're not doing KinderFlute. Okay, so we are going to do, I just wanted to play a few recordings of kids playing in multiple octaves. So I want you to observe how many octaves she plays in. This is her second lesson, age 4. Okay, from here. Wow. Remember last week give it a hard time, just blow. Sit up, no turtles today. Pout right on there. There you go, perfect. Good. Good. Down. Good. So, how many octaves did she play in? By accident. Yeah, 2 or 3, because we were down here. We actually got that low note, and she, which is high A flat. So, yeah, just by accident. And with band directors, I always ask, well, how many of your clarinet players get the 3rd octave by accident? Well, there are probably some squeaks. Or your trumpet players and get the highest octave, and they kind of laugh. And so why do we teach them the same? Why do we teach all the kids all the instruments the same? I think it's really important the flute needs to be taught differently. It's very, very. If you don't start with multiple octaves, it becomes very difficult to get in the higher register. I'm going to try sharing again.
And the low. Very, very low is hard.
Very low is hard, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I'm going to go to... Use a little bit of a smaller opening for that middle one. And this one. That was nice. Now A, listen. Okay. Nice. And then finger a G. Lift your thumb. And lift your thumb. And finger the G. Now lift your thumb. And finger the G. Now lift your thumb. There you go.
listen to it.
Whoops. Okay, it stopped. Okay. So that last note she played, she doesn't know it, but she was playing the harmonic when she's fingering the B. So what note was she playing? If you finger a B and you do the harmonic, it's a high F sharp. So, and she was doing that with the E's. Okay. So these harmonics, and we do it continuously. And the Flute Zoo book, we thought, how can we make it even more fun? And the kookaburra is one of the ways to make it more fun to play in multiple octaves. And the next piece is a lot of fun. Let me show it to you. There's the kookaburra, and we'll get into the composing, and here it is. So they're going to have their end covered. And then it goes on from there. Okay. Now, I was told that kids love unicorns. So we have Molly drew that panda. Don't you love her drawings? Draw that panda unicorn. And we have a unicorn game that we're going to attempt. So I think you put a game to it, and they have fun with it. They'll want to do it again and again. So I'm going to play. Can everybody hear it okay? Your turn when you hear the high note. Whoa, you're doing great. We practiced.
So much better.
Oh, how many did you get? 3. Wow. Okay. Okay, my turn. Here we go. Here we go. Good job. I'm going to get more than 3, though. Whoops. I won! I won! Okay.
Show them the box. They're going to want to know where to get one of these.
All right, so we have to go back.
Unicorn ring toss game right here.
Are you going to play this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you want to just leave me on here?
It'll be a second though. Reclaim host. So, so one of the thoughts when I was writing Flute Zoo was I wanted to make playing in multiple octaves irresistible. Absolutely irresistible. So that is a quick timeout. We were standing pretty close because we were awful at it a little bit ago.
Oh, we were better this time.
Yeah, we got much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
So did you hear us try to get it on the high note? When we heard the high, bing.
Yeah, so it's also a listening game to do that. You could get you can get that little kit. You can also just, like at the dollar store in the party aisle, you can get little unicorn headbands, like paper ones, so the kids can take them back. They take them home and do this at home and just make little circles out of paper for them to throw. So you can make up your own game. It can be, you can find unicorn headbands anywhere.
I think I saw inflatable ones on Oriental Trading Company.
I saw they had really low ratings.
No, it did the other ratings. Probably didn't fit on your head. These fit well. These fit well.
You might have to take them in for the little kids because they fit us.
Clothespin it. You have to use a clothespin.
Yes. Okay. So playing in multiple octaves, and we'll that translates to the whole flute also.
Everybody on chat.
But we are going to go to. We can hear, but we cannot see. Okay, that was from before. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to go something Molly and I both agree with. We teach these young kids to sing and play at a very young age. Okay, so we teach singing and playing by just buzzing. So we just have them hum and then go boo with the NumaPro. And they pretty quickly translate that to the flute. We are going to show a little game that Molly made up for singing and playing.
Here.
Okay, so we have these little flowers here, foam flowers, and you want an odd number if you have an even number of children, and we are going to, it's like musical chairs, we're going to walk around, and when the music stops, we're going to land on one of them, and we're bees buzzing. Okay, so we're going to do with our NumaPro. All right, here we go.
Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Whoops.
Oops.
Got it.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. And of course, as a teacher, you're saying, oh, let's hear some bees buzzing. All right, good buzzes. Here we go. I really heard some good rooms while you were buzzing that time. Good job. Oh no, there's only one left. Who's going to get it? Here we go. Okay, here we go. And then we can do the same thing with the head joints. We'll just do a shorter one. We'll just do 5 here. Same thing with buzzing bees. And let's get the right head joints. Here we go. one flower. Here we go.
Protect your head joint. Woo.
Oh, we moved! Okay. And I'm going to reclaim. So that's the start. We'll continue tomorrow. Tone and learning to play in multiple octaves is so important. So, any questions? Any thoughts or questions? Let me check the chat.
Oh, where in the book do you introduce singing and playing?
I introduce it really early about the middle book one, and Molly's saying, oh, in the second book, Flute Zoo book, we need to do, we'll do some pieces with buzzing in it.
Yeah, because Flute Zoo is much shorter than Blocky Book 1.
Do you want to
So
explain
that kids can get through it a lot faster and feel better about getting through the book. So then Flute Zoo 2 will have kind of in the third. Are you doing this three books? We'll cover the Blocky Book 1. So that'll be introduced then. But, you know, I think if the kids are holding the flute strong and they're able and they feel all kinds of other things, they can start singing and playing earlier. It's just not in the book yet.
Yeah.
Right? So you can do lots of things that aren't in the book yet.
Yeah, singing and playing is really, really important. Where are these new books? Good question. Well, we are finishing. There's a few things that need to be finished. Like the good embouchure is not there in the one page because we didn't get a good picture of a COVID, and then we stood that. Anyways, then I tried to recolor an old one in black and white, and my graphic designer says it looks like it's a corpse, and she refuses to put it in. So this is a little of the drama, but it is basically finished. There's just a little bit of polishing to do, and so within the month we will have these.